Barely
Oh,
eat
you're
it
gonna
now.
hate the fetal pig then. Okay, so first off, is this front or back?
Where's the trunk at? So that's the front.
This is the front. The best way to tell is this is the pulmonary trunk, which is in the middle on the front. Okay? So if this is the front, then what is, this one's a little misshapen, but what is this chamber?
The right atrium. You heard that right.
Chamber.
Right.
Not a vessel,
Right
chamber.
atrium.
Right atrium.
Mhm.
And then this chamber would be the
Right.
Right ventricle.
right ventricle. Okay? So then this chamber with the apex on it is the
Left
Left
ventricle.
ventricle.
left ventricle, and then this chamber
Is the left atrium.
is the left
Atrium.
atrium. Okay? So you will have some questions where you have to maybe say if it's front or back and identify the chambers. Okay? Now, we said this vessel is what?
The
pulmonary
pulmonary
trunk.
trunk.
Pulmonary trunk. Directly behind it, this large vessel is what?
The aorta.
That's the aorta,
Aorta.
right behind the pulmonary trunk. Okay? It's huge too. Look at the opening to it. It's got a huge opening. It's the largest artery in your body. So if we follow the aorta over to the right, the first branch of the aorta,
Brachiocephalic.
brachiocephalic. Brachiocephalic. Right next to the brachiocephalic, this very thin-walled vessel that is cut open here would be what?
The pulmonary vein.
Superior
Vena
vena
cava.
cava. Right next to the brachiocephalic. Very thin-walled. See? Now if we follow it down to here, you see it leads down to here, so what would this be?
Inferior
It's
vena.
really big on this one. They didn't cut it off all the way, which is good because you can see it. That's the inferior vena cava. Superior, so all the way down, that's inferior. Now this large opening here, if we follow it, see it goes to the left atrium. So that's one of the openings for the pulmonary veins. So I'm going to move it around so everybody can see that's pulmonary vein. It's a big opening going into the left atrium on the back. So they're cut off very short. You're not going to see all four. Okay? So just look for a big hole like that. Don't mix it up though with this opening above it, which you can see goes to the pulmonary trunk. So usually pulmonary vein opening is right below the opening to the pulmonary trunk. Okay, so what is this valve right here?
Semilunar,
That
right?
goes to the trunk, right?
It's at the base of the pulmonary trunk.
So pulmonary semilunar.
Pulmonary semilunar. Remember, semilunars have no cords and no papillary muscles. Doesn't even look like a whole lot. So that's your pulmonary semilunar.
Because it's attached to the trunk, right?
It's just these little flappies.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you open the aorta, wow, you can't even see it on this one. So anyway, if you look down the base of the aorta, you can't see it. You can kind of see it on this one, actually. Way down in there is the aortic semilunar. So I'll have it pretty clear if it's on the test. It's just those little flappies, those little flaps way down in there. That's the aortic semilunar. So again, I would have it better on the test. Okay, so remember, right ventricle always has a thinner wall, so you can orient yourself that way. This one was better. I like this one better, actually. Okay. So again, this band here is what? Big, thick band.
Moderator band.
Only in the right ventricle. That's the moderator band. Now, your valve, see, are these flaps. So it's hard for me to, I can show people directly behind me, but I'm trying to grab a flap, but then you can't, oh, I'm tearing the moderator band. Okay, so there's a flap here, there's a flap here, and there's a flap here. Those are the three flaps of which valve?
Tricuspid.
Tricuspid. Tricuspid. Okay, so if I pull on this flap, you see these cords? Those cords are the
Chordae tendinae.
chordae tendineae. And if you follow them, see this big pointy muscle that the cords are attached to? That's a papillary muscle. Big bulging muscle. Cords are always attached to it. And then these ridges over here with no cords attached. What are those ridges? That's your meat web.
Oh, that's the carne asada one you said?
Trabeculae carneae. Good. Trabeculae carneae. There's some more of them up here. So they're just the ridges in the ventricle wall. Now on the left-hand side, this is the atrium up here. So see these ridges in the atria? What are they? Starts with a P. Ridges only in the atria. Pectinate. Those are the pectinate. What is this valve?
The bicuspid.
That's the
Bicuspid
bicuspid. Remember,
valve.
thick wall, left side. If it has cords, it's the bicuspid.
Try before you buy.
That's right. Try before you buy. Try on the right, buy on the left. And you can also see the huge papillary muscles on the left-hand side that the cords come in attached to. All right. That's pretty much the heart.